Well, the vault opened. The mood has changed. The story has shifted. We are about to be joined by no less a presence than the Cyber Slayer, Joe Kessler. Say he cuts a striking figure would be an understatement, Mr. Alexander.
Yeah, Joe Kessler came up to me before the show. He said, Alex, I don't want to scare you or anything, but there's a Cyber Man or Cyber Men in the building tonight, and he's here to kill them because he's the Cyber Killer.
Killer, the Slayer, the man who, like many before him, found a new identity, found a freedom when the paint on his face became his calling card.
He's an intimidating dude.
More than a man, more than a fighter, a Slayer.
According to Cyber Killer earlier, my mistake, Cyber Slayer.
Well, slain, killed, the result's the same. This powerhouse will take you down in a heartbeat. This is out of left field, Mr. Alexander. When you're Joe Kessler, the Cyber Slayer, you're preparing yourself for a bruising encounter with Rob Drake. And instead, the cunning, the wolf, the problem child of the problem child, Kid Lykos II. Well,
I'm sure Rob Drake's crying not being able to wrestle Joe Kessler whilst he's tanning himself up. Who would blame him? I'd rather stay in Los Angeles as well. We got Kid Lykos II. Utmost respect for him for taking this at short notice.
It's a test indeed for the Cyber Slayer who despite his skills, despite his presence, was clearly prepared for a very different type of opponent.
Yeah, Rob Drake would be meat on meat. This is going to be Joe Kessler's meat on a wrestler that he might not be able to catch.
Very easy. Very easy to look at this and see a mismatch, but it's anything but.
Atomic Pro Wrestling audience, it is time for your main event! Standing to my left, hailing from Manchester, weighing in at 230 pounds, standing 6'2" tall. He is the Midnight Mercenary, the undisputed death dealer, the Cyber Slayer, Joe Kessler! And his opponent, standing to my right, representing Lykos Gym, the problem child, Kid Lykos II!
Barely set foot in the vault, and Kid Lykos II was already making friends and influencing people. Is that the crane?
Disrespect.
Well, if Kid Lykos II is straying off mission here, far be it from the Cyber Slayer to not give him a gentle reminder. Tell us the tale of the tape, Mr. Alexander.
Well,
Tell us what this match will be.
It's no mystery that Joe Kessler is the bigger man here. Oh, blimey, he's started off quick. I say blimey.
Language. Kid Lykos II deciding to fire out the belt, fire out the gates, and look for immediately a brainbuster.
He's using speed here.
Perhaps that's a little too optimistic.
Joe Kessler not even breaking a sweat, lifting him up there.
But Kid Lykos managing to push him into the ropes, using the speed, but immediately falling foul of the power of the Midnight Mercenary. Mercenary? I really need to read my notes.
Mercenary? Kid Lykos II is. Well, let's just be quiet for this. Oosh. It's like he's made of rubber and elastic. You can bend him this way, that, slam him this way, that. It'll just revert back to his natural shape and pop back up. And you get a sock in the mouth, but not at the moment.
I'll be honest. I feel like even if Kid Lykos II is a living embodiment of a flexible garment, he's going to have to be washed and hung and stretched out again after those strikes.
Very much so.
Staggered him.
Can I just say, whilst Kid Lykos II is having a breather outside, I've had some very nice beers here at Azvex Brewery, the best damn brewery in town in Liverpool.
Without a doubt, in a town with many great breweries, we have to thank Azvex for looking after us and for showing the brewery. It's been very well organised. Kid Lykos II using that speed and that cunning to focus on the knee and then follow up with a face buster on the apron.
You know what, that dragon screw, especially on the ropes, it does not give much. It's an effective move to cut down your opponent. You'd have no knee.
Tearing at the knee, but also potentially a low blow with impact on the middle rope.
Hey, no one's saying that.
Well, if there's one thing that Kid Lykos II knows, many would say that the sequel, the second incarnation, is a pale imitation, and that's far from the case. Kid Lykos II, cunning in his own right with the vicious streak, but he's learned a lot of tricks from his mentor in Lykos Gym.
Yeah, definitely so. And that dragon screw, he followed that up straight away with that slam of the face to the apron, and that's his canniness. Oh, straight on the leg again, lovely.
Relentlessly going after the leg of his much larger opponent and going for the cover. The size of Joe Kessler's legs as well. His thigh is almost the same size as Kid Lykos II's waist.
Where does a cyber slay get his face paint from?
Should I know?
No, it's not a joke, right? Oh, I'm intrigued. On the net? On the net. We'll go with that.
Well, obviously.
Oh, massive crossbody.
Just threw him there. Cover off the crossbody, he momentum and his size took him right through Kid Lykos II. Lykos II still fast, looking to hyperextend the knee.
You don't often see that. It's a very effective move.
Knowing that he can't overpower the Cyber Slayer.
The Cyber Slayer also, as you see on his back of his trunks there, Northwest Strong. Another one of the crew. He came out with a nicer jacket than the Northwest Strong guys.
The history between Lykos Gym and Northwest Strong is rich and deep.
Up and down the country.
Bitter. And any time a representative of either group clashes, there's a little extra vim and vinegar in those strikes, and a little extra sugar in the sweetness of the victory.
Definitely so. Lykos, he's working Joe Kessler to try and get that brain buster in. I think he just needs to chop him down a little bit more. There we go. Fast strikes.
Striking at the thigh.
Now we go.
No chance. I don't know if Lykos II can hit the brainbuster on Joe Kessler.
He's a very compact guy, is Kid Lykos II. I think he's done it to bigger dudes.
Possibly, but
it's the effectiveness of blocking it, and I think that's what Kessler's got down.
Is it a case of ego that he feels that he needs to beat Joe Kessler with a display of power?
Well, he'll be tying him down here and draining that energy with this guillotine. Joe Kessler, he's got to stay on his feet.
But Kid Lykos II has gone back to his winning strategy. At least it was until this bear of a man starts mauling him.
Big shot.
Lifts him up like he's nothing. Sets him up for something. Kid Lykos II had enough time to think he should have landed by now.
He was soaring there. Oh, big. I don't know what Lykos was reaching out for. No one's helping him here.
Hoping and praying that the original incarnation of Kid Lykos will reach in and save him. Cover here.
That was a lovely spinning. It was sort of a spinning T-bone. Joe Kessler is blowing my mind here with some of these power moves and throwing.
Variation. He's a bear of a man. He's toying with him like a salmon in the stream. Just.
And you know what? He will be thinking about Rob Drake in this. Rob Drake, Joe Kessler will think he's chickened out. Rob Drake has. Whereas I think he's just having a nice time in
Lykos II going for whatever he can get, grabbing, jawbreaker, trying to level the big man. And then Zagurian, what does he have in mind off the second rope? Counted again.
way over.
And a cover with the sunset flip.
Just couldn't get those
2
arms
counts.
pinned.
But the momentum is it his again now. Up, around, down with the DDT!
Right on his bonce.
Is this it? The cover goes in. Not quite, and even though there's a mask on his face, you know exactly what his expression is right now, Mr. Alexander.
Yeah, as you were saying earlier, Joe Kessler's legs almost as big as Lykos' body, and that is going to be hard for him to hook those legs in for that pin. But take the feeling away from those legs, and you won't have to.
I may never have set foot in that ring, but I've had a dead leg once, and just being hit once in the leg with that ferocity was enough to have me limping.
Get out of here, dead leg. Get out of here.
Is this the moment?
Ban these chops.
A huge chop. Lykos II in a world of pain.
Sound plan there. Go for the eyes if you can't see. Oh!
Cyber Slayer.
Is that STF?
The Cyber STF.
He's got it locked in.
Stretching the knee, stretching the back, restricting the breath. That's a lot of man. That's a lot of Cyber Slayer for the problem child of the problem child to drag to the ropes.
He's wrenching that neck round as well. Look at him just wrench that neck round.
Very clever strategy. Cross-face punches. That'll take the fight out of anyone, Mr. Alexander.
Look at that wrench in the neck. Forearm around.
He's thinking about it. You can tell he's thinking. He knows that all he has to do is tap his hand on the mat and the pain goes away.
It's the pride of, he's got the ropes, the pride of losing and pride of winning the main event of the first Atomic show.
Quick break on the ropes by the Cyber Slayer. Joe Kessler, presumably Mr. Alexander, looking for that big knockout blow, that big power move.
Definitely so. What Joe Kessler has got to be wary of is blowing himself up here and just losing all that gas, putting these moves on. Let's go for that. Is there some sort of flatliner, 450 flatliner? On his feet. Big chop. Now I think the realization is capable like that. Double-handed chop. His skilled hands are busy chopping Lykos II.
Feels like, to paraphrase, oh, you don't want to chop the Cyber Slayer, you're just going to make him mad. A big boot, a big knee, Cyber Slayer rocked, Enziguri ducked, knee of his own.
Joe Kessler is that tall that he can just lift his knee up, big power.
Just effortless, drove him down, a cover.
1, 2, counting with the crowd there, anticipating that finish.
And we saw it with G. Adams earlier, we've seen it with Kingsley. When you have that much power behind you, a split second is all it takes. Kid Lykos II still fighting somehow.
You know, I see Kessler in there and I'm thinking, I'd like to give him a slap around the chops too.
Would you be ready to take one back?
I'll run off a little bit. I'm smarter than Lykos. I won't just invite it. He's got that sleeper in.
And he's got the nose. Oh, that has to be excruciating, and referee's discretion didn't break the sleeper.
Kessler had to do that quick.
Into the corner.
He had to do that quick. Lykos had a good hold on that.
What's he looking for now?
He's got a good hold.
Again. He's on the ropes. Lykos holding it as long as he can. And goodness me! Like riding a wild bull.
I think Kessler didn't really know where he was going there, but it didn't matter. It was all effective. Here we go.
Clutched by the throat, counter to the back,
flip out.
the agility and a super kick. Enziguri! What does Kid Lykos II have in mind?
Back into the choke slam. Oh!
Choke breaker, nearly snapped him in half. His cover.
A choke breaker. Where do you get that name from? Very original.
Up on the shoulder. Oh! Face first. Is this it for the problem child of the problem child?
1, 2. Has he got any moves left, Kessler? Lykos II has just kicked out of everything. I tell you, he's made of rubber. He's not skin and bone.
He certainly has those pain receptors. You can see the pain etched into his body, but he has not stopped fighting.
What is he, a genetically modified wolf of some kind?
Hungry like the wolf, hungry for victory, hungry to again make history as the victor of the first ever Atomic Pro Wrestling main event. Will this be a second power bomb, Mr. Alexander?
Needs to get that tighter. Got a victory roll. No, he's got him there. Cook those legs.
Too big. If James Green was in position, that could have been it. But to the knee goes the wily wolf.
The longer this goes on, the less gas Joe Kessler has in the tank.
Taking him down as the boos ring out.
Are they saying
What is
boo?
he doing?
Or boo Lykos?
I'm fairly sure it's boo. What does he have in mind? Oh, he's found that equalizer.
What is it?
Gouging the eyes is day one training at Lykos Gym.
A baking tray.
This is day two. A foreign object. And James Greenwood is having none of it.
Doing his job.
Fair. I don't think anyone's convinced by this.
Oh, that cheeky wolf.
Cheeky? And now he's going for the brainbuster.
He's got it. Oh, didn't quite get a bit, but that's enough.
Where credit due, that has to be it to
1,
cover.
2. He did have the power in him. He always had that. He just had to believe in himself.
But Kid Lykos II got a 2 count. If only he was Kid Lykos III
Yes.
in this moment, but credit where credit's due. He lifted the massive Cyber Slayer for that brainbuster. Regardless of where I had to get the advance to do it.
Yeah, now it's Lykos II on top.
What's he looking for now? Perhaps he feels like again and again he tries to overpower the Cyber Slayer. Is this wise?
He's got to get him up there because we know he likes that full moon, that Spanish fly. Is he going for it now?
Yep.
Here he goes, here he
Looking
goes.
for the
Up there, full
springboard.
moon! No. Kessler blocked that.
Well, the resistible force met the immovable object.
The resistible.
Very resistible in this case. Up across the shoulders.
This is
He
horrible to watch.
Long way up there.
Ooh, there's a fireman's carry up on the top.
Lykos just doing anything he can. Lykos doing where he can.
He bounces straight back.
Here
There
he
is
is.
the full moon. He stopped him again.
Full moon, but no.
Oh.
Kessler has him. Kessler has him. It is a long way up, but it's a longer way down.
That was not fun to watch. I mean, it
The
was fun to
cover.
watch.
This must be the end.
1, 2. Kessler gonna win. Oh. He's straight back up.
He's
Is
looking
that
for something.
450
Setting
flatliner?
him up. And
Oh,
face
textbook.
first.
Textbook.
This is the end. The wolf
1, 2,
is
3.
done.
Credit where it's due.
Our winner, Joe Kessler!
Mr. Alexander, history made.
The
At the
first.
start of the night to the end, the vault was open for the first time. Atomic Pro has exploded into the world of professional wrestling, and the winner of that first main event.
We've seen the winners, we've seen the losers. Joe Kessler will stand atop of the mountain for one event. Now is he? Don't tell me he's going to shake his hand too. Get up on that top rope, fella, and enjoy the win.
Joe Kessler!
Surely though, as sweet as this victory is, the spectre of Rob Drake looms.
He stands atop of the mountain, atop of the Atomic Mountain. But again, as I say, that's a target on his back now.
That has been the vault opening. We opened the vault at Atomic Pro Wrestling. This has been the main event. This is the first venture out of the vault. We will be back in June with Up and Atom.
Of the show. Once again, you remember main event winner Joe Kessler.
For Atomic Pro Wrestling, I've been Chris Brooker. This is the Martini Daddy, Chase Alexander, and we will see you again very soon.
Thank you. Good night.